talk about one of my personal favourites. I'm going to talk about William Shakespeare. Now, his 400th anniversary was on the 23rd of April, 2016, because he died on the 23rd of April, 1616. By tradition, he was born on the same day, the 23rd of April, 1564. Now, the 23rd of April is also St. George's Day. Now, we can't really know for sure whether he was born on this day, but what we do know is that he was baptised on the 26th of April, 1564, in the parish church of Stratford upon Avon, where his parents, John Shakespeare and Mary Arden, took him. Now, in those days, it was traditional for babies to be baptised 3 days after they were born, which is why people believe he was born on the 23rd of April. Now, his father was a prominent and prosperous alderman in Stratford, and later applied for a coat of arms from the College of Heralds in London. All we know about Shakespeare is that he went to school locally, probably to Stratford Grammar School. But he didn't go to Oxford or Cambridge, as so many playwrights did in those days. The next record we have of him is his marriage to Anne Hathaway in 1582. The next year, his daughter Susanna was born, and 2 years later, his twins, Judith and Hamnet. Now, 3 years after marrying, he went to London, and there he mixed with actors and writers. A few years later, he was recognised as an actor, poet and playwright, when a rival playwright, Robert Greene, gave him a review, and it is not a good one. He describes him as an upstart crow, accusing him of reaching above his rank compared with university-educated writers such as Christopher Marlowe and, of course, Robert Greene himself. But a few years later, he joined up with one of the most successful acting troupes in London. They were known as the Lord Chamberlains Men. Groups of actors joined together under the patronage of nobles, and this was one of the most successful groups. They performed in a venue simply known as the theatre, and when in 1599 they had to move from there, they were wealthy enough to build their own theatre across the Thames. It was built on the south of London, and it was called the Globe, and the Globe has recently been reconstructed. Now, a few years later, when James I became king, Shakespeare's acting troupe were renamed the King's Men, or the King's Company. And Shakespeare was appointed freely to use and exercise the art of playing comedies, tragedies, histories, interludes, morals, and pastorals. In fact, all manner of stage plays. So this is how Shakespeare came to write so many of his famous plays. Shakespeare entertained the king and the people for another 10 years until the 19th of June, 1613, when a cannon fired from the roof of the theatre for a gala performance of Henry VIII set fire to that thatch roof and burned the theatre to the ground. The audience ignored the smoke from the roof at first, being far too absorbed in the play, until the flames caught the walls and the curtains. Amazingly, there were no casualties, and the next spring the company had the theatre rebuilt. Now, although he invested in the rebuilding, he retired from the stage to live in Stratford, where he concentrated on his writing until his death, at the young age of 52 on the 23rd of April 1616. In his time, he wrote 13 comedies, 13 historical plays, 6 tragedies, 4 tragic comedies, as well as 154 sonnets. In Stratford today, there is a large statue and a memorial theatre, but his greatest memorial is the regular performance of his plays in many countries and many languages over 400 years after his death.